Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is mostly going to be a video just of Chasel as I yak on about my huge issue with dog food. I don't know what to think. We've got the commercial dog foods out there where we know they're not the healthiest. I mean, for God's sakes, Pedigree. #1 ingredient, corn. I don't think a dog is a herbivore. Last I checked, they were carnivores. Probably closer to omnivores than anything else because we've kind of bred them down out of the carnivore whole thing. But I've been doing some research and I'm basically going insane. I mean, everything I find says don't buy this, buy this. But then when I look at the ingredients, there's something wrong with it somewhere. And you know, it really comes down to, I don't think there is any perfect dog food out there. Even the healthiest of the healthy. You know, I used to have Chasel on a brand called Wellness, which is a very good dog food as far as dog food standards go. And I can't remember if it was more expensive or the same as what he eats now, which is Iams. And it just, you know, there was no change in anything. He was still as healthy as he is right now. He does suffer from diarrhea, which I have to give him pumpkin, just regular 100% pure pumpkin, and that takes care of it. The vet doesn't even know what's wrong with him. I can't even tell you how many tests I've had run to figure out what the name is wrong with him. And they have no idea. Great, lovely, wonderful. Anyways, it baffles my mind that people are like, oh, feed your dog this, feed your dog that, you know, they've got to have the best food and the best this and the best that. And then you turn around and you have somebody like Cesar Millan who makes a very excellent point, which is, you know, dogs will eat anything. I mean, absolutely anything. You'd go out there and exercise with them. You can put a tortilla, a hot dog, a burrito, a cheeseburger, you name it, you stick anything in front of a dog and they're going to eat it. It may not be the healthiest content, but they can live off of it and they can eat it. Well, this is no excuse in any shape or form for the dog food companies out there, especially Pedigree and Science Diet. They suck. I mean, they're pushing the boundaries beyond belief. They absolutely suck. And not all the Purina lines are all that great either. And Chase will never have anything close to that. But even with Iams, I've got bones to pick with them, so to speak. And I tried to get, I found out there was this new, awesome, kick-ass, see if we can get here, Taste the Wild dog food. I absolutely went nuts when I saw it because it's got a whole thing about how it's trying to go back to what dogs used to eat, which is the high protein from meat, not soy or wheat or any plant extract. It's all from actual meat. And the ingredients are really good. I was quite impressed. They had really good ingredients, especially their, High Prairie brand, which has got 2 different meat sources, bison and venison, for its it's 1 and 2 ingredients, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. It's great dog food. But then I find out it's made by a food company called Diamond, which supposedly it did, use toxic grains in their regular Diamond dog food and killed like 75 some odd thousands of dogs. So now we have the issue of, we have this really good dog food made by this really bad dog food company. And they even put their whole thing under a different name, and a lot of people are saying that so they could hide the fact that they, had all this poisonous dog food and killed all these dogs and blah, blah, blah. And it kind of leaves me with the whole concept of, is there any really true, good, honest dog food out there? And this also leads back to the concept of people are like, oh, feed them the raw food, diet. Well, first of all, raw dog food, or raw meat in general, which is in the raw dog food recipes I've looked up, can kill a dog. Okay, the bacteria in there can absolutely kill a dog just as much as dog food can. It's like a 50-50 toss. You either take your risk with dog food, canned or dry, and you might kill your dog. Or you try to go into the natural foods, which you make yourself by hand, and you might kill your dog. I mean, this just seems a little ridiculous to me. You know, I would love to live completely by the philosophy that Caesar points out as far as just in the dog food category. I mean, I love the rest of them too, but just in the food category, about dogs will eat anything. You know, you exercise them, you bring them home, you give them, you know, whatever food you pick out. I would love to go by that, but it's just, it really bugs me. I would like to feed this really sweet cutie right here, you know, some decent food. I would like, it doesn't have to be premium quality, the best grade A of the grade A, but I would like to know he's at least getting fed something that could give him some form of nutritional value. You know, some protein from, I don't know, meat. And I guess I'm just really confused. Part of me wants to say, you know what, there's dogs out there right now that are living off of trash. And the only thing that's really killing them is that they get heartworms or, you know, worms and whatnot that, you know, don't get digested up into the stomach. Everybody knows any animal out there, including humans, can digest small portions of any type of insect and be fine. You know, we can take in grubs and larvae and all that gross, nasty, wonderful stuff and live to be fine. So can dogs. So can any animal out there. It's when it gets high quality, you know, huge amounts of it that they end up getting stomach, you know, worms and heartworm and all that fun jazz. So if you could just take that out of garbage, dogs could live off of garbage for the rest of their life. It won't be the greatest health, you know, thing, but they can live off of it. So it really all just comes back to what should we feed our dogs and who can we trust? You know, even that, it just comes down to who can you trust. Because the dog food companies and even people that make the fancy, nicer dog foods, I don't feel I can trust them because they're all out for one thing, and that's the ultimate goal of money. They want your money to hand over their dog food. How many people out there have you met that are trying to sell their dog food? You don't sound just like a sales pitch person. You know, who out there is actually saying, here, look at our dog food, and this is why it's the best, and let me prove it to you, and yada, yada, yada. Not very many can do it without completely sounding fake as hell, if they aren't fake. They're just, I don't know. Let me know what you think about the whole dog food issue, because I'm not too worried about poisoning him, because even dog foods that have low levels of toxins in them, everybody can take in low level of toxins and live to be 100. That doesn't worry me. What worries me is, you know, how much do we put on? I mean, how much should we tell the major, big, you know, guru companies of dog food makers, you know what, you're kind of pushing our limits. We would like a higher grade dog food than what we're getting. Because corn is the #1 ingredient, should never be allowed. And I don't know if you guys can hear this right now, but my mother's cat is just pawing down the door right now to be let in. It's quite funny, actually. He just loves Chasel so much. But anyways, you know, let me know what you think about the whole dog food issue, because I'm really torn on this. Like I said, I want to buy him a better grade of dog food, but at the same time, you know, just the taste of the wild dog food, forgetting that it's made by a company who's had a very bad track record, it's $10 more expensive than Iams at Walmart. So, you know, money does play a part whether anyone wants to admit it or not, and I am not about ready to start cooking this giant dog freaking chicken and beef and all that stuff just so I know he's getting proper nutrition. I just ain't doing it. He gets exercise. Well, he did get exercise on a regular basis, so I started a 10-hour shift, but he still gets exercise. And he gets halfway decent food, and that's all I really, you know, us humans don't even do that half the time for ourselves. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll stop yakking.